Hi guys, welcome. This is Zen Zone Fantasy. I'm Mindful GM. Question of the day for you guys is: what player did you draft late or low who has paid off way more than your higher draft picks? Tell me in the comments. I'd be surprised to hear, not surprised by Chase Brown, as he is one of mine that I would say for the question, and that sleeper that outperformed your stars. Waiver wire pickups. Let's get into some of those. First off the bat, if you haven't added him, or somebody is lagging in your league and hasn't picked him up, I think first off the bat is Woody Marks. He showed us high production upside in last week's game that may continue. According to the numbers, he had for week 3, 6 carries for 27 yards compared to Nick Chubb's 9 carries for 38 yards. In week 4, he had 17 carries for 69 yards and 4 receptions for 50 yards compared to Chubb's 13 carries for 47 yards and 2 receptions. So in the last 2 weeks, we've been seeing Woody Marks getting high target volume, more in the offense than Nick Chubb. I think what's going to happen is it's just going to continue, and I think he'd be a great waiver ad if you haven't added him already, or somebody hasn't and slept on your waiver wire ads. Go pick him up. RJ Harvey, he had the highest carries this season and his first touchdown in last week's game against the Bengals. I think he's a nice bench stash for right now. He did play a lot of those carries in garbage time. However, his usage should rise. And we have J.K. Dobbins, who is, I believe, the 1A back and will make a good fit to the 1B being R.J. Harvey. Right now, he's looking at 77% of rostered. He's 77% rostered in leagues. And so that gives you the rest of the 30% a chance to add him. I think he's a deep bench stash. Go pick him up. Amari DiMercado. I had a hard time with this one because we're hearing reports that Michael Carter might start in the backfield and be the main priority back compared to Amari DiMercado being the third down back, the passing back. We don't know. We haven't heard reports. I think it just depends on how the week goes, as per reports said in AZ. But he is a good stash due to that market of the running backs not being very valuable, as well as running backs getting injured or not showing the production that they should be showing, aka Chase Brown, Chuba Hubbard. Some of those names that you drafted high, these guys are outperforming them right now. Amari DiMercado, he did share the backfield with Carter, um, and AZ has only given their running backs about 12 carries or less in each game. So that isn't a lot of production out of the running backs. I think this is a deep sleeper league to pick up. I don't think if you're in a 10, 12 team league, you should go get you an Arizona running back. Like I said, they're only getting 12 carries or less. And the offense isn't looking as fluent and well oiled as I thought they would be, well as many others thought they would be. So Amari DiMercado, deep sleeper stash, or if you're in that 12, 16 team league, he's a stash for your bench. And this will be another deep sleeper. He may rise up, but we saw Alvin Kamara on the injury report earlier in the week. He was dealing with seems to be some foot injury or knee injury. He's scheduled to play against the Minnesota Vikings, and I believe his running back mate Keandre Miller showed us that he could be a stash in your benches. He had 11 carries for 67 yards and a touchdown last week against a pretty good Buffalo run defense. So it could be a nice pickup due to Alvin Kamara being injury prone. Sometimes when a team doesn't do well, they just shut down the stars for the season. So I think Keandre Miller is somebody you should keep in your bench as a deep stash. Finally, we're going to have Brenton Strange. The tight end rank that he has at is 15. He has about 5 to 7 targets every game. He's only rostered in 37% of leagues. I think he's a great waiver pickup due to the buys coming up right now. So we have our tight ends, Warren, McBride, Bowers, as that 1, 2, 3 combo. Everything else is free game and free range. TJ Hawkinson has underperformed. Sam Laporta has underperformed. I think Brenton Strange should be a waiver ad for you guys if you're struggling in the tight end position. Debt and profit players. These are players that either tank or are tanking your season or bringing a rise to your season. First off, for the debt, we're going to do Chase Brown. Right now, he's running back 30. He was drafted in the beginning of the second round to be an RB1 in most people's drafts, especially mine. I drafted him as one of my first running backs. I have to say that I'm highly regretting it now. The offense hasn't reached the end zone in the last 2 weeks. We saw him play Denver. That is a tough defense, but they played the last touchdown, I think, was against Minnesota. So we're going on 2 weeks almost. They haven't reached the end zone. All the weapons they have there are of no use due to Joe Burrow being injured. And that's who's coming up next. This is pretty much all Bengals. T. Higgins, lackluster QB production from Drake Browning. He's ranked 51 amongst wide receivers in points. He was drafted in the second round to be a wide receiver 2 or even 1, and that has not been the case. Sorry to say, if you drafted T. Higgins, I would put him on your bench. Unless we get some type of trade where we see Winston or some type of quarterback that's going to boost the passes, boost the offense, I don't think T. Higgins is a start, and I think he's causing a lot of debt to people. And the biggest debt overall, I believe, is Jamar Chase. Most picked number 1 player in drafts. He's dropped out of the top 20 wide receiver rankings. You have to start him probably due to the price you paid for him, but I don't think he is a must start. I think if you were a chance to pick up the Quentin Johnson or Keenan Allen, somebody in that type of high passing offense who isn't well known but does get a high target share, I think he's better than all these Bengals wide receivers right now. Next up for the debt is Lad McConkey. I've been talking about him all season, and it's all been negative because all he's given me is negative. He was drafted high in the second round. He's producing water boy stats. He cannot even get at least a touchdown to save his life. It looks like he's more of the third option to Justin Herbert and this offense. He's receiving 6 targets a game, which that is the positive about it, but everything else is garbage. And it's sad to say Lad McConkey has caused me a lot of debt. He has been, in the last 4 weeks, he's ranked the 59th wide receiver. So he's not even worth the start. I don't even know if I want to keep him on my bench. It's up to you what you want to do. Stash him, drop him, but he's caused a lot of debt. Now we're going to talk about these profit players. Let's start off with Quentin Johnson. He's been the highest waiver ad I've ever seen in the first 4 weeks. He's been Herbert's favorite target, major touchdown upside, and the explosive plays as well to add to it. Right now, he's ranked as wide receiver 3 in points per game and has a touchdown in the last 3 of 4 games. I expect them to go off this week due to the loss of the Giants. I think that was utter I was shocked. I'm a Chargers fan as well, and I was pretty shocked to see them lose to the Giants in the manner they did. Hopefully, we can see some more Quentin Johnson, keep his same volume, same tempo, and this isn't just a fluke 5-6 week game spread. Next up, we got the Judkins. Yes, Quinshon Judkins, drafted low or a waiver wire pickup. He could be a top 10 for the rest of the season. A lot of people have been saying ESPN, Flock Fantasy, all those places, fantasy footballers. The QB change of going Joe Flacco sitting to Dylan Gabriel, I don't think it'll affect his numbers. However, he is averaging 16 points per game. He did face a tough Lions run defense last week where they did plug up the lane a lot. He still got that touchdown, which saved you, but I think he's a good start or even flex option for sure. Compared to Chase Brown, I have him as my RB2. Luckily, I picked up Omarion Hampton, though, to now be my RB1. Next up, we have Tyler Warren. Right now, people have him ranked in the top five for rest of the season. He's drafted in the later rounds, a lot later than your top three, being McBride, Bowers, um, Kittle. Right now he's averaging 11 points per game, giving him that tight end four status right now in the week for points per game. I think right now, if you picked up Tyler Warren, you have a smile on your face because you know and you see the volume he's going to keep getting no matter what happens. He will get maybe rushing touchdown upside. He will get catches. He does get targets. I think that was the best pickup of the season. If you picked up Tyler Warren, give yourself a pat on the back. That was the rundown for today's episode. Was waiver wire pickups, your debt and profit players. If you like the content that I'm producing, or you want questions or comments or concerns, please put it down in the comments. Please follow. I will be giving every week videos out for different topics about fantasy football. It does mean a lot to me, as well as just watching football and spending time with a community that we can build together to where we both succeed at fantasy football. Other than that, I'm going to tune into this Rams 49ers game. Hope you are as well. Take care. This is Zen Zone Fantasy. We'll see you later.